Okay, so we have with us Daniel Morales, who is going to participate in our rapid fire challenge question series that we will one day post our scoreboard for. Nigel, just kidding. So hey Daniel, how you doing?
Good, yeah.
Awesome. All
Ready.
right, so I think you said you've listened to this a couple episodes here and there, so you kind of have a gist. But for those maybe who are listening that aren't familiar with our rapid fire question challenge, you have 2 minutes to answer as many questions as you can. I will read them off, and if there's a question that you want to pass on, you can say pass, and then we can come back to it. Otherwise, it's just a kind of a race to get in as many answers as you can.
Okay.
So I am pulling up my stopwatch on my phone. I should have done this before I started the recording. Uh, so when I say go,
hmm
we're just going to take off. So you ready?
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Favorite city in Japan?
Beppu in Kyushu. It's an onsen city. Oh, it's great.
All right, go to karaoke song. English or
Um,
Japanese?
Japanese, it is uh, Nagasaki wa kyou mo ame datta by Uchi Yamada Hiroshi and the Cool Five. And then in English, maybe Frank Sinatra, Love and Marriage. That's a fun one.
Okay. All right, favorite Japanese novel?
Hardboiled Wonderland and the End of the World.
What's your favorite kanji?
Oh, recently I really like the kanji kyoku, the kyokutan extreme. It's a really interesting, weird-looking kanji that it reminds me of like a piece of modernist art or something like that. So.
What's your most recent homebrew beer?
Oh, I brewed what did I brew last summer? I think it was a saison and a sour that I ended up blending.
Okay. Most famous person you've ever met?
Probably Prime Minister Abe. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like very briefly, when I worked at the consulate, he was here for like a 3 hour layover, and we had to staff the hotel where he was kind of like taking a nap.
All right. Favorite type of sushi?
Oh, oh, that's hard. Maybe hotate.
Okay. All right. Number one recommended Mardi Gras parade.
Oh, I was always a Toth guy that went right by my house growing up.
Favorite touristy place in Fukushima?
Um, Probably Kitakata Ramen, right?
Okay. Yeah. Go to song for an elementary school language lesson.
I like to eat apples and bananas. Love that one. I don't do any of the weird variations, but just the basic one. It's such a simple, great sentence and you learn a lot of little grammar stuff from it.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Favorite Matsuri? Oh, time.
All right.
Hit the time. All right. So that was 11. All right. So what we do after is kind of just go through the rest of the questions just for fun.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Ideal number of hours of sleep you need to function.
6.5, I think, is the absolute minimum. Anything less than that, I don't feel right. But then it's funny. I saw someone share this tweet, which I've been trying to find for the last day, which is that one day you just get tired, and then it's like that for the rest of your life. So
I,
it's like that's being an adult,
I
right?
think, yeah, like I totally feel that. Like I used to laugh at my dad falling asleep at like 9 o'clock at night or 8:30 on the sofa
Yeah.
watching TV, and I'm like, why would you do that? And then I do the same damn thing. I did it last night. I was like
Yeah.
watching something and then just passed out on the sofa, and Manami's like, go upstairs, go.
Yeah.
Favorite Matsuri or Matsuri food, festival food.
Oh, probably okonomiyaki, I would say. That's one that comes to mind when I think about it. But also have really great memories of eating the yaki ika with my host family
Okay,
in Nishiaizu. Like, we would get my host dad, for whatever reason, would never go out to the Matsuri. I know he, like, right before I had gone on jet, he had fallen off the roof shoveling
oh
snow
geez,
and had like a hip repair. But I don't think that was the reason, but I always kind of thought maybe that was the reason why he wouldn't go out to the Matsuri and like hang out on the street and drink with everyone. But what we would do is we would bring back the grilled squid, and he had the fridge full of Asahi Super Dry, and we would have a
just
beer
nice.
after the Matsuri with him. So I always made sure to kind of end the night a little early and go back and have a drink with him.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, favorite particle in Japanese.
Oh, man, I've never even thought about that. I would say the most mysterious one for me is ol because it's you've got ol, but you've also have some people who pronounce it wool, right?
Yeah.
Like with that little difference. And I remember when I first started studying Japanese, I took an intensive summer class, and there was a woman at summer school who was Japanese studying English. And I was funny, I ran into her family at the language lab, which is something they don't have anymore because you don't need these giant cassette tapes to like
I,
to
I
do
I remember
audio,
the
right?
language labs at Loyola. That was
Yeah, and her mother had this, like, perfect English, and then but they were from Yokohama, I think, and I remember the way she pronounced "wool" so vividly. It was because I was just learning the language, I was like, "Wool." I thought it was "oh," oh, so that like, maybe it would be that. That's a fun story,
all
yeah.
right. All right. Your favorite beer?
Oh, that's such a hard question because it
I
really
know
depends on
you,
what
and I know
you
how much you
but,
love your beer. So
I guess
Avenue
I would
Avenue
s
Pub misses you, by the way.
Yes, I mean, today is we're recording this on Swansea Day, which is the Cantillon, a brewery in, Brussels, does a one-off sour beer every year and releases it to, like, a dozen bars around the world simultaneously, and so that's today. I mean, Cantillon, you can't go wrong with their basic goose, which is, a blend of 3 1, 2, and 3 year old spontaneously fermented lambic beers, but also like I think right now I'd have to say just like a pilsner, like lagers are just such good. I mean, and Japan, that's something Japan can appreciate.
Yeah.
Like they really took German brewing and ran with it, and actually I would say macro beer in Japan is on the whole a lot more drinkable than macro beer is here.
Yeah, for sure. Shoyu, miso, tonkotsu, or shio ramen?
Mm, more and more, I'm a shoyu guy.
Okay.
Like it took me a while to understand it, but which is why I wish I had paid more attention when I was in Kitakata eating ramen. Because they have the
The shoyu,
super
yeah.
famous shoyu and the chashu. But uh, you can't go wrong, right? Like
Yeah.
anything other, I can't eat the jiroke, which is the one loaded with like cabbage and giant pieces of meat, or the junk ramen, which is somewhat soupless with like the what are those baby star pieces, right? Like is that what it is, like the crunchy pasta things that they is that what it's called,
I
baby
don't
star?
know.
I can't remember what it's
Uh,
but it's like they mix it up and they have like mayonnaise on it, like that. Other than that, like almost any ramen will do. And then I can't do tantan, I can't do anything too spicy.
oh, okay. Okay. That's my go-to. I love tantan, man. Asahi, Kirin, or Sapporo. We were just talking about the macro brews. So
mm.
which one of the big
um
three?
of the three,
I guess you could throw Suntory in there as well.
I would go with um yeah, no, I would say more recently I've gone back to Super Dry because I just think it's a fantastic beer. But I was initially an Ebisu guy and then a
Abisu's guy.
premium malts guy.
Yeah.
So I was a Suntory guy for a little while, and then, but yeah, they're all good. Like I think Ebisu Black is really a underrated beer. Like that beer is super good. Like just like perfect.
I haven't tried that one. All right. Favorite English speaking accent.
Oh, um, man, I guess it would be just English. I think, like I made some English friends when I was studying in Tokyo, and like, yeah, they had great accents. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a nuance to like British accents that I still to this day cannot pick up. Like, but like you'll know which part of. I mean, I guess it's kind of like the U.S. where you have your Boston accent, your
Yeah.
deep South, your Texas, all the different ones. But yeah, I British as a whole. That between that and Australian, I can't. It's hard to pick.
Yeah.
Um,
Australian's very good too.
yeah.
Yes.
Favorite area in Tokyo to visit?
Um, I have a soft spot for Oimachi because it was close to where I lived when I was there. But it's a nice little kind of transportation nexus and shopping district, but it also has a lot of nice little restaurants. There's a really good tonkatsu place there. and then there's a place that serves like Genghis Khan style namaramu, and they've got they had all the Atre shopping malls,
Yeah.
and they had a Cafe Du Monde there actually
Oh, did they?
for many years. Yeah, I remember like it was so bizarre.
I didn't know they had
I
one in
had
Tokyo. I knew
moved.
they had the one in Osaka, but I didn't know
Yeah,
about.
I think there's still one in Ikebukuro actually.
Oh.
There's an old one that's been there for a long time, but I moved to Japan to Tokyo from Fukushima, and I had found this random room share in near a station called Nishi-Oi, which is on the Yokosuka line, and it was bizarrely convenient, because it was like a 10-minute walk to the station and then like an 11-minute ride to Shimbashi. So it's like, you know, no one in Tokyo has an 11-minute commute. It's like almost unimaginable. And then from Nishi-Oi, I could walk to Oimachi in about 15 minutes or take a bus. And then there was what Ito Yokado, maybe something like that, some kind of super like basically shopping center like that. And I just gone there one day and was going up the floors looking at stuff, got to the top where they have the restaurants, and there's a Cafe Du Monde, and I just could not believe it. I was blown away. It's gone, but they even had the beignets. I think the one in the Kyoto station might still be there, but I think they're only doing the coffee, and it's connected with the Mr. Donuts now. But yeah, like so Oimachi, I would recommend it as a low key place to kind of go get food and drink. Like there's a lot of little uh, hidden gems there, I think, and it's on the Yamanote line, I think, right? Yeah, wait, maybe not. Maybe it's I can't believe I can't remember that. No, it's not. It's on the Keihin Keihin Tohoku. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Keihin
yeah.
Toku. Yeah, you can
And
get on that from pretty much anywhere on the
yeah,
Yamanote. I think.
it's like one stop from Shinagawa, and then it's
Yeah.
the start of a lot of private train lines that run out to like
Oh, okay.
I think Futako Tamagawa, maybe that in that direction. Um, Nice little spot. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Which Japanese pronoun do you use to say I?
I'm a Boku guy. I mean, maybe it's the Murakami thing, but one of my friends made fun of me for never getting used to ore, but I was like trying to do it, and then now I'm in this Japanese program where they're really emphasizing like polite speech, so it's watashi more and more. But Boku is the one that I use like kind of among friends. Yeah,
Approximately, how many articles have you written for Japan Times?
I would say it's like up to probably 65 or so at this point.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Family Mart, 7-Eleven, or Lawson?
Oh, I Family Mart, Lawson, or 7-Eleven. Which one did I go to? There
It's usually
was
whatever's closest to you is the one that's your favorite, right?
well, I liked Family Mart because it had the connection with Muji, but they had Muji
Oh,
goods. I don't know if that's still true, but then there was one. What's the 24 one? I can't. What's the one with 24 in it that has the best soft serve in Japan?
Mini Stop.
Mini Stop. Yeah, Mini Stop. Mini Stop. That's what it is. I'm a Mini Stop guy, hardcore, because I
Okay.
love their ice cream.
All right, last one. Top Studio Ghibli movie for you.
um, Porco Rosso for sure. I love Porco Rosso.
All right. You should when we're dropping on October 1st, so our first episode is going to be a Studio Ghibli centric episode. You're the
Oh,
first one
nice.
hearing about this, by the way.
Oh,
So
nice.
spoiler alert.
Nice.
And we interviewed Steve Albert, who worked in the international division for Studio Ghibli, and
Oh,
he talks a lot
wow.
about Porco Rosso.
Oh, very
So
cool.
yeah, I think you might enjoy that one then. Yeah,
Nice.
it was a fun interview. So I think he said that was his favorite too. Yeah.
It's a good one. It's real slow. It's not like it's interesting. I mean, I guess all their movies are a little slow, but I've tried to show them to kids before, and some of them don't have the attention spans for it. Like, I mean, they move pretty slowly, so they're very adult in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, that kind of wraps up our rapid fire challenge questions. Look out for our scoreboard coming soon.
Awesome.
But yeah, thanks again for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
No,
I know
yeah.
our listeners are gonna really like this and the main episode.
No,
It's
this
gonna
is
be a lot
great.
of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, like love talking about reading. I think it's hard, but yeah, something you got
And
to get
Jen
through.
does a
Yeah.
book club for Japan Society of New Orleans. So
Oh, nice.
maybe one day there's a Murakami book out there that needs to be read. I don't
Let's do
know.
it. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it, man. I know we kind of went a little over.
No, no worries, no worries.